Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having an amazing day so far. I want to start today's video off by saying Happy Independence Day to everybody in America. I hope you're having an awesome day and celebrating and just having a great time with friends and family and loved ones. And whatever it is that you're doing, I hope you're just having an awesome time. Now, I'm not quite sure what your celebrations include over there. I don't know how you celebrate the holiday, but I know there's fireworks. I'm assuming there's food. And I think maybe a little bit of alcohol as well. So whatever you're doing, just be safe and yeah, have a great time. So that brings me to today's video. Today we are reacting to the history of the 4th of July. Now I know about the war, a little bit about the war, and I know who you got independence from, but there's a few places in there that I'd like to fill in the blanks and learn a little bit more, because every day is a school day. And if you're not learning, you're not living. I don't know if that's a saying, but I'm saying it anyway. Before we get into today's video, if you wouldn't mind scrolling down a little bit and just caressing that subscribe button, that would be amazing. And if you're feeling extra frisky, you may as well give the video a like as well. I do have a Buy Me a Coffee page and a Patreon link down in the description. If you want to help support the channel, that would be freaking awesome. But please feel no obligation to do so. And without further ado, let's get into the history of the 4th of July.
The 4th of July, often known as Independence Day, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1941. But Independence Day celebrations have a long history dating back to the American Revolution of the 18th century. What events took place before independence, and why did the American Revolution happen? What were the reasons for it? Stick to the end of the video to find your answers. Hi, and welcome.
I love all the artwork. It may not be original, but I really love those sort of pictures and stuff. I really miss some of the stuff I left in the UK. I had so many like old paintings and things that...
The History Fun Facts, where we present some of the most amazing facts you might not have heard. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you won't miss future updates. Without further ado, let's get straight into this. Did you know the name and date of the 4th of July are two of the most common misunderstandings? On July 4th, 1776, it's widely assumed that America declared independence from Britain. The official vote, however, occurred 2 days earlier, and the declaration was published in newspapers on July 4th. The Continental Congress voted.
I didn't know that. Do you think it was because of how slow news moved there? I'm going to obviously get into it, but like if you think about how much we take for granted today, how quick we get information, sometimes too quickly if you ask me. I've deleted every news app and everything on my phone. I don't want to know, because sometimes too much news is bad news in my opinion. So I wonder if it had something to do with that.
And the declaration was published in newspapers on July 4th. The Continental Congress voted in favor of independence on July 2nd, 1776. And the delegates from the 13 colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, the historic document penned by Thomas Jefferson, 2 days later. July 4th has been commemorated as the birth of American independence since 1776, with events ranging from fireworks displays, parades, and concerts to more casual family gatherings and barbecues. The event was first inspired by the King's birthday celebrations, which included bell ringing, bonfires, solemn processions, and oratory. Sure, celebrations had long been part of the Anglo-American political culture. The choice of which anniversaries of historic events were celebrated and which were grieved had clear political significance, when dynastic and theological tensions racked the British Empire and much of the rest of Europe. What is the history of Independence Day? Very few colonists wanted complete independence from Great Britain when the Revolutionary War began in April 1775, and those who did were thought to be radicals. Due to the growing anti-British feelings and the propagation of the Revolution ideals, like those portrayed in Thomas Paine's blockbuster pamphlet, Common Sense, which was released in early...
Yep, the thing about common sense is it's just not that common, isn't it?
In Thomas Paine...
I just want to try reading. No, I'm not going to be able to read that. I'll see if I can find
pamphlet,
it online.
Common Sense, which was released in early 1776, many more colonists had come to advocate independence by the middle of the following year. Richard Henry Lee, a Virginia delegate, introduced a motion calling for the colony's independence at the Continental Congress meeting on June 7th at the Pennsylvania State House, later Independence Hall, in Philadelphia. Congress postponed a vote on Lee's resolution amid heated debate, but appointed a 5-man committee, including Virginia's Thomas Jefferson, Massachusetts' John Adams, Connecticut's Roger Sherman, Pennsylvania's Benjamin Franklin, and New York's Robert R. Livingston, to draft a formal statement justifying the break with Great Britain. John Adams was a firm believer in celebrating the birth of American freedom on July 2nd, and he was rumored to have declined offers to speak at July 4th ceremonies in protest. On July 4, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the passage of the Declaration of Independence, both Adams and Thomas Jefferson died.
Oh, what? They
What
died
happened?
on the same day? On the anniversary?
On July 4, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the passage of the Declaration of Independence, both Adams and Thomas
They
Jefferson
did.
died.
Holy
What
smokes.
happened on July 2nd? The Continental Congress voted near unanimously in favor of Lee's proposal for independence on July 2nd. The New York delegation abstained, but later voted affirmatively. On that day, John Adams wrote his wife Abigail, declaring that July 2nd would be commemorated by succeeding generations as the grand anniversary festival. Sports, guns, bells,
What happened there?
bonfires, and illuminations from one end of the continent to the other. The Continental Congress formally accepted the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, which was substantially written by Thomas Jefferson. Even though the real vote for independence took place on July 2nd, the 4th of July has since become the day commemorating the beginning of American independence.
So it's when they accepted the vote, was it, on the 4th of July? Or am I misunderstanding that? If you know, stick it down in the comments. Also, let me know how you celebrate. I'd love to know how you guys are celebrating because, yeah, who doesn't like to celebrate?
Independence. Did you know, according to the History Channel, a simple statement, Original Declaration of Independence dated 4th July, 1776, is written upside down across the bottom of the signed paper? How did July celebrations used to be in pre-revolutionary times? In the years leading up to the Revolution, colonists staged annual festivals of the King's birthday, which featured bell ringing, bonfires, processions, and speeches. During the summer of 1776, on the other hand, some colonists commemorated the birth of freedom by staging fake funerals for King George III, representing the monarchy's death and the triumph of liberty. Concerts, bonfires, parades, and the firing of cannons and muskets frequently preceded the Declaration of Independence initial public readings, which began shortly after its passage. While Congress was still concerned with the continuing war, Philadelphia staged the first yearly anniversary of independence on July 4th, 1777. To commemorate the anniversary of freedom in 1778, George Washington gave all his soldiers double rations of rum. And Massachusetts became the first state to consider July 4th an official state holiday in 1781, a few months before the crucial American victory at the Battle of Yorktown. Following the Revolutionary War, Americans celebrated Independence Day every year with events that allowed the new nation's rising political leaders to address residents and foster a sense of unity. By the last decade of the 18th century, two major political parties had emerged, the Federalist Party and the Democratic Republicans. All were hosting separate 4th of July festivities in many major cities. What did the first celebration of Independence Day look like? On July 4th, 1777, at the first organized celebration of Independence Day in Philadelphia, the custom of lighting fireworks began. In honor of the 13 colonies, ships...
Isn't it that there's a lot of states that fireworks are banned in, or have I misheard that somewhere? I don't know how I feel about fireworks. I like seeing them, but my dogs absolutely hate fireworks. Jacob, my bigger dog, who's probably sitting on the outside of this door now waiting for me to finish. If there's a bang, he's gone. He goes and hides away. He hates it. He shivers. So I don't know how I feel about fireworks.
The custom of lighting fireworks began. In honor of the 13 colonies, ships' cannons fired a 13-gun salute. At night, there was a great demonstration of fireworks, which began and ended with 13 rockets on the Commons. And the city was wonderfully illuminated, the Pennsylvania Evening Post wrote. The Sons of Liberty let off fireworks over the Boston Commons that same night. Did you know that only 10% of fireworks shows are set off professionally? Which accounts for the projected 12,900 emergency department visits due to fireworks across the country on July 4th.
It's crazy.
During the early phases of colonial revolt in the 17th...
Oh man, I could just, when I was younger, we nearly had a good few firework accidents, so I know exactly what they're talking
on July
about.
4th. During the early phases of colonial revolt in the 1760s and early 1770s, patriots used such celebrations to declare their opposition to Parliament's legislation while praising King George III as the true champion of English freedoms. However, in many places during the summer of 1776, the commemoration of the first days of freedom took the form of a fake burial for the king, whose death symbolized the end of the monarchy and tyranny and the rebirth of liberty. At the end of the War of 1812, in which the United States once again fought Great Britain, the habit of patriotic celebration grew even more widespread. The United States Congress declared July 4th a federal holiday in 1870, and the legislation was expanded in 1941 to include all federal employees. Although the political significance of the festival waned over time, it remained a significant national holiday and a symbol of patriotism. The 4th of July, which falls in the middle of summer, has become the major focus of leisure activities and a regular occasion for family get-togethers with fireworks and outdoor barbecues since the late 19th century. The American flag is the most common emblem of the occasion, and the Star-Spangled Banner, the national song of the United States, is a popular musical accompaniment. The 4th of July has become an important midsummer holiday as the result of the rise of leisure. The prevalence of heavy drinking and numerous accidents caused by pyrotechnics inspired reformers in the late 19th century and early 20th century to launch a safe and sane 4th of July campaign. Independence Day declined in importance as a venue for politics in the late 20th century, although it still remained a national holiday highlighted by parades, patriotic music concerts, and fireworks displays. It's still an emblem of national power and uniquely American characteristics, like the freedom to stay at home and grill. Other summertime activities, such as historical...
That's it, isn't it? The freedom to stay home and grill and have a nice few cold beers with your family.
Pageants, picnics, baseball games, watermelon eating contests, and beach trips became associated with the 4th of July over time. Hot dogs, hamburgers, corn on the cob, apple pie, coleslaw, and clam bakes are also common dishes. While the 4th of July is observed throughout the United States, historic cities such as Boston and Philadelphia draw large crowds to their celebrations. The USS John F. Kennedy frequently docks in Boston, and the Boston Pops Orchestra performs a televised concert on the Charles River banks, showcasing American music and concluding with the 1812 Overture. Independence Hall hosts Philadelphia's celebrations, where historic scenes are reenacted and the Declaration of Independence is read. The American Indian Rodeo and three-day powwow in Flagstaff, Arizona, and the Lidditz, Pennsylvania Candle Festival, where hundreds of candles are floating in the water and a Queen of Candles is chosen, are two more notable events. The history of the United States is full of events that shapes the future of America. Many great American heroes died, but they will always be remembered. What's your most remarkable memory about Independence Day? Let us know in the comments section.
Yeah, let me know in the comments. I'm interested to hear stuff like that. Some of those celebrations I would never have known. I knew it was a big celebration. I didn't realize it was that big. Well, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? What a celebration. I hope you guys are having an amazing time. Be good, be careful, and just enjoy it. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your freedom to have a barbecue or a grill. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go and probably take a nap now. I'm feeling broken today. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.